host of the Gridiron.
Then I did see this. There was a couple articles here. One was that they graded out the Giants' free agency so far. And it was just one guy grade. I mean, I've seen other people grade out the Giants' free agency. But then also how their free agency has changed their depth chart. All right. Now the Giants have obviously, a lot of what they've done, they targeted, obviously they've got some wide receivers they brought in, but some of the wide receivers are also maybe could also be like special teamers as well, too. They really haven't upgraded the wide receiver, right? I mean, they just brought back somebody that they had. Okay, we brought in a couple other wide receivers, but we haven't upgraded the wide receivers. We haven't upgraded the running backs. Haven't upgraded the tight ends, right? I think it's still a big apple. The city itself is prime time. Oh, yeah. And that is why Deion wants his son here in Madison Avenue. Oh, well, I'll tell you, it's no bigger city in the world, right? Media market of the capital of the world and all that stuff and everything. Oh, yeah. Bright, shiny lights. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So this is one. Let's see. So NFC East, 2025 free agency grades, New York Giants edition. So obviously they go over to players gained. The Giants obviously brought in Adebo, Paulsen Adebo, and Jevon Holland. So those are those. Well, I mean, you could throw Winston in there too if you want to, but I mean, those are the big names. I mean, obviously, Giants brought in Chauncey Golston, and then Hudson, swing tackle, Himukeji, Chris Board, Robertson Harris, Ledbetter, Stone Forsythe, another, I think, swing tackle. So we signed like 2 swing tackles. Jordan Humphrey, Zach Pascal, Flanagan Fowles. Players we brought back, right? Slayton, Van Roten, Tommy Chicken Cutler, Parmesan, Stinney, Manhurts, Smith, Morset. I like that one. The Hammer, Scottish Hammer, Gillen, and Kreider. We lost some guys, right? Pinnock, but we lost Pinnock, but we brought in Holland, right? We lost Ojolari, who gets injured all the time, but we brought in Golston. Now, I like Ojolari, okay? He may be not super duper against the run, but Ojolari, when healthy, in passing situations really, can make a difference. But we'll have to wait and see if he stays healthy when he's with the Eagles, because he couldn't stay healthy when he was with the Giants. We lost to Dory Jackson. Ain't worried about that. We picked up Adebo, right? And then Patrick Johnson, we lost Patrick Johnson. So no huge loss there. Now, there's one guy here, grades, I don't know. Who is this here? This is, I don't even know. By Jimmy Kempsky, whoever the heck that is. Oh, Philly Voice Staff. So guys from Philly. So he gives the Giants the grade is a C+ in free agency. So I'm sure this guy probably gave the Eagles an A+ for their free agency. But says, well, obviously the Giants started going out, obviously, after Matthew Stafford. So, I mean, one of the biggest things, the Giants still have the hole at quarterback. Now, of course, they brought in Jameson Winston, but we haven't brought in a big dog, I guess. But so they moved on to plan B, which sadly was still going maybe possibly after Aaron Rodgers. It's unclear if the Giants have a plan C on their list other than Jameson Winston, who signed with the team 2 years, $8 million. But if that's the veteran quarterback they settle on, it's actually probably the best outcome for them. Yes, Winston's, well, he doesn't stink, this guy. Giants aren't going anywhere in 2025. Yeah, so you can tell this guy. I mean, it's true, But this moron here is from apparently, I guess, Philadelphia. So I don't regard anything any moron has to say from Philadelphia. But he gives them a C plus. I would give the Giants a good solid B. I mean, I like what we did with we had a lot of depth, right? We brought back Slayton. Okay. By the way, he's supposed to board there is a coaching practice, no excuse for bad habit. Oh, yeah. The draft is full of defensive tackles. Oh, yeah. They got to get somebody put next to Sexy. Absolutely. Now we brought in a lot of guys, in free agency, edge rushers. So, we got Burnsy, we got Golston, we got Kayvon. So we have some edge rushers, right? And we brought in guys on the defensive line, but there's nobody's making a difference. There's nobody. We might have lost a guy here or there. We brought a guy. There's nobody I'm excited about on the defensive line, right? We would love to see us draft a defensive tackle in this draft, but next to Sexy. That would be fantastic. Oh no, that's what I'm saying. See, the one thing we're talking about, but in the free agency is, the Giants. We're not going to the Super Bowl. Newsflash, right? Shocking, right? But I said the thing with Winston, I mean, could possibly be, a fantastic move for the Giants. Good. Now, if we were to sign Rodgers, right? I mean, just think about it, right? Rodgers wants 2 years. Rodgers ain't coming here probably for a year. So Rodgers wants 2 years. I don't know, 30, 40 million a season. Yeah, Jameson Winston for $4 million for 2 years. So $8 million with possibility of being up to $16 million. Right? The dude can throw the ball. He'll throw you in a game. He'll also throw you out of a game, right? But he'll throw the ball, right? We're going to move the ball. We're going to get some. He's going to throw for some yards. We're going to get some touchdowns. We're also going to get some interceptions. But I mean, the thing is that you're paying him $4 million a season. You might be paying Rodgers or $40 million a season. I mean, Rodgers for 10 times the amount ain't taking us in no Super Bowl, right? So the thing is with Jameson Winston for $4, I mean, you're saving yourself all kinds of money, right? So you can either bring in another free agent, which we're going to talk about a little bit there, but you can save that money for the season. You're going to need some money for the draft class, but if you don't spend the money, it rolls over to the next season. So if you have, like, say, $10 million left over after this season because you didn't spend it all on Rodgers or Wilson, that just goes to the next season. So you have even more next year, right? Winston accepts his role. Oh, yeah. Well, see, one thing I like about Winston is that he's good in the locker room. I mean, Rodgers, you don't know. Rodgers, I mean, But Winston, he comes out. He's got like a pregame speech. He talks to the guys and stuff like that. He's great in the locker room. He's good with the teammate and all that and everything. That's huge. You don't want like a Rodgers coming in. I mean, man, if we're winning, if we're 13-1 and Aaron Rodgers is the corner, hey, things are pretty good. Everybody's holding hands, singing "Kumbaya," and hey, this is good. But things start falling apart. Aaron Rodgers might be one of the worst quarterbacks you want in your locker room. Right? I like Winston. As I said, we'll be a lot more exciting than we have been if he is our starting quarterback. Plus, I said $4 million a season. I mean, come on, right? So I like that. As I said, and then if we don't take Sanders at number 3, right? There's other quarterbacks in the later rounds you can maybe take. We'll have to wait and see. But so the Giants, their depth chart, how free agency has changed the roster. So let's see. So obviously now quarterback, we got Winston and DeVito. Now they haven't really done anything at all at running back, right? They got Tracy, Singletary, Eric Ray, and Turbo Miller. Tight ends, we haven't done anything there really, right? We got Manhurts and Bellinger and Theo Johnson and Dulcich, right? I'd love to see us get another tight end somewhere along the line. Wide receivers. Okay, we haven't upgraded the wide receivers. We brought back Slayton, so we're basically status quo, kind of whatever. We haven't upgraded, right? We got Hyatt and Humphrey, Amir Smith, Marset, Josh Pascal, right? Bryce Ford Wheaton. So I would love to see us get another great wide receiver, another threat. Then we got our tackles are Thomas and Illuminor. Then we got Hudson, Forsythe, and Neal. Our guards are Runyon, Van Roten, Stinney, Joshua Zudo, and Jay Kubis. Centers is Michael Schmitz, Austin Schlotman. I've heard him called all three. Jimmy Morrissey. So we haven't done anything as far as the offensive line. We brought back pretty much. We added a couple of swing tackles, okay? But a lot of the other guys is just we brought back some guys. So we really haven't upgraded the, we actually have, the only thing we do, we actually have a swing tackle, okay, on the roster. Now, we're not talking like a Hall of Fame tackle here or anything like that, but we actually brought in a couple guys who have played swing tackle, right? Let's see here. I say the quarterback, we brought in Winston, so I like it. We're going to be interesting to see what the Giants do wind up doing, right? Do they draft somebody? Because the thing is, the thing is with the draft is that what is that going to afford Shane and Dable? Like if they draft like Sanders or somebody like that, or even if they go out and grab Milrow, say in the second round, right? Will that afford them another year, right? Kafka has more input. How comes it? Well, hey, let's be interesting to see if Kafka goes back to calling plays again, right? Maybe, because I wasn't exactly thrilled over the moon at Dable's, we got a lot of completions to Malik Neighbors and Wando Robinson, but we still average 15 points a game. Jim Plunkett, when he played in San Jose after playing in New England, yep. Oh, wow, yeah, the 49ers stunk back then. I mean, they had, for a year, I remember they had Plunkett and they had O.J. Simpson. The last year or last 2 years, O.J. Simpson, the 49ers, 70, 71, and 72, they won that division, went to the playoffs. But after that, 73, so they from 73 to, 73 to 80, they were not very good. Then, of course, they drafted in 79, they drafted, Giants could have drafted him, but we drafted Phil Simms. But Montana came in, in 79, right? And then they had Walsh. And they had, then he started taking off. Well, by that time, I think Plunkett went to the Raiders by that time already. But, when Plunkett was with the 49ers, that was a horrible team. That was a bad team. And from 73 to like 80, that was a bad team. I said 81, that's when they started taking off. That's when they started winning their Super Bowls. Right? Their first of four Super Bowls was 81, 84, 88, and 89. So, yep. Walsh wanted Sims. Yep. If he fell to him, he was going to probably take Sims. Yeah. But the Giants got him. Kind of wonder what would have happened. Like, say, if the Giants got Montana and the 49ers got Sims. But no, you're right. The 49ers / Waltz, Sims was higher up on there, than Joe Montana was. Would have been cool, right? If we got Montana. All right, what the heck we at here? So, I mean, the offensive line, we really haven't upgraded. The tight ends, we haven't upgraded. The running backs, we haven't upgraded at the free agency. Wide receivers, we added a few pieces. We brought back Slayton, haven't upgraded that. The defensive line, see, we got Sexy Dexy, we got DJ Davidson and Jordan Riley to have here as the nose tackles. Defensive tackles, they got Nacho and Chauncey Golston, who can also slip out, I think, outside, be like an edge rusher as well, too. We got Robertson, Harris, Elijah Chapman, Corey Durden, Elijah Garcia, Jeremiah Ledbetter, Ross Blaylock, Casey Rogers. So, the outside linebackers, we got Kayvon and Bernsey. We got Dimu KG and Toman Fox. We brought him back. Then we got a Karake, Micah McFadden, Deontay Johnson, Darius Muasau, Chris Board, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. A lot of guys with 3 names. The nickel, we got or slot, we got Flott, and we got Phillips. Then our cornerbacks is Adebo and Banks, and our safeties are Holland and Tyler Nubin. So now, what I do really like about our free is that we got the safety and we got the cornerback. Now, the only one thing is now, Will. I'm not expecting the world. I want this team that can. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Me too. No, I'm not going to the season. I'm not. I'll tell you what, man. We could get 11 wins out of it. I've been drinking that Kool-Aid for a couple years now. I mean, I thought that last season the Giants should get at least 8 or 9 wins, and they won it with 3. It's like I don't even bother now. I don't even bother. But in the free agency, I mean, bringing in. Adebo, I like that because now he is the number one. We know we got 2, the cornerbacks. We know we got Phillips in the slot. Hopefully the guy can stay healthy, and we got Adebo, the number 1 cornerback. Does this light a fire under Banks? Now, can Banks be the number 2 cornerback, or are we going to need to go get somebody? Right, like DeAndre Baker, right, or Eli Apple. Is it going to be another Tay Banks? Is he going to be another one of those guys? Yeah, we drafted him in the first round, and 4 years later we got rid of him because he sucked. He sucked on our team anyway, right? So, but can Banks be the number the number 2 cornerback? If he can, we got ourselves a nice secondary. Right, we got 2 edge rushers. We got a nice secondary. We got the inside linebackers aren't bad. We got one of the best defensive tackles in all of football. If we get one guy more next to him, we might have a real nice defense, right? I mean, we added some depth, right? We certainly added some depth, right? We lost Aziz, but we got Golston, right? So, I said if we can get that, if Banks can be a number 2 cornerback, and if we can get another defensive tackle next to Sexy, this could be a very nice defense. Let's see. Special teams. Let's see here. So we brought back Kreider. We brought back Jamie Gillen, who's obviously the holder and the punter. Now the interesting thing, we got Jude McAtamney, but we also got Graham Gano. Now Graham Gano is getting up there in age. Do we draft? Do we bring in a free agent kicker? Do we draft a kicker? Do we give Jude McAtamney maybe the job? Do we get rid of Gano? He's getting up there in age. He's been injured the past couple seasons. If we were to get rid of him, we would save a few $1 million. So it's going to be interesting to see. We brought back Amir Smith-Marset. Now, is he going to be the punt returner and the kickoff returner? We'll have to wait and see. But we brought him back. So we brought back, and we've been adding some good special teams players. I'm not saying the kicker or the punter, not like that, but we've been bringing some guys who are backup players, right? Not so much starters on offense or not like that or defense, but very good special teams players. So keep an eye out. Hopefully our special teams will be good this season. Oh, yes, but yeah, absolutely. Banks needs just to turn his head around. Yeah. Coverage wasn't that bad. Just turn around. Yeah. The safeties will be interchangeable, and that's a good thing for Tyler. Oh, yeah. No, I'm excited. I'll be very, very excited. Just hope these guys can stay healthy. You know what I mean? Because we had Phillips got injured a little bit last year. Nubin was injured last year. We drafted Theo Johnson. He got injured last year, So I just hope these guys can stay healthy. But, the defense should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Let's hopefully Bowen can put him in good position to be successful. Right? Because, one of the things Bowen was supposed to be good for was his run defense. And we were not very special in the run defense. That is for sure.